One of them today. I kid you not. All messages are on. There we go. Oh, let's see who comes in first. Who will be first into the chat? I wonder if it'll be Gracie today. She has just been emailing me. She cannot wait to hear my update. Apparently, she's very impatient. Oh, but Emmy beats everyone out, and Emmy is first. Hi, Emmy. Good to see you. And Kit as well. Good to see you, my man. So yeah, not too late today at all. It's quite a decently timed stream, I feel. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of an update today. There's a lot of stuff going on with the insurance stuff and with the van and everything. Yeah, loads of news. Oh dear. But how have you been, Emmy? How are you doing? And you, Kit, how are you? Hope you're both well. Have you been learning some more songs, Emmy? Have you been working through your list of requests? You seem to be building up quite a list from what I could see last time when I was looking around. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're well. And you, Kit? How are you doing? I don't know what the right distance is with this, to be fair. I never know. I'll try bringing it in. Let's see if we can't plant this thing a bit, tilt it that way, bring it up, and put it more like that. There we go. That's a bit better. Sorry for messing around. Oh, we have Dreamy in as well. Hi, Dreamy. How are you? Hope you're well. And Kit has not bothered to respond again. There we go. Typical Kit. And Gracie is funny, and hi, Gracie. For someone so impatient, you took a while coming to the stream. And Sue, hi, Sue. Yeah, I'm good, Sue. Lots to update you on today. Loads of stuff has been occurring with the situation, with the van stuff and all that. Oh, I see. You weren't that interested in Gracie. You're busy watching something. I see. I see how it is. Yes, stuff. You can see how it's quite bare on the walls behind me. We have very little stuff back there, and there is a reason for that, which I will get into soon. Oh dear. Oh, look at that! It didn't take even 4 minutes to get someone in saying Epstein. Fair enough. Oh dear. Dream is saying I'm doing well. Thank you. Hope you're doing well too. Yeah, it's been an okay day. It's been up and down. It's been one of those roller coasters. Oh, Hazy. Hi, Hazy. How are you doing? I hope you're well. It's been a minute. Oh, Gracie. Why are you telling Hazy to get out? Oh, your TV broke. How did it break? Don't tell me you broke it. You're not in trouble, are you, Gracie? Yeah, I bet you know who broke it. It was you, wasn't it? Oh dear. I tease. I tease. Okay, if it wasn't you, who was it then, Gracie? Spill the beans. Yeah, so I think we're getting a few people. I'm going to wait for the news until just a bit longer, just see who else comes in. I'll give everyone like 5-10 minutes to actually bother coming in. We can do a little bit of chit chat, like catch up in the meantime. I'm still waiting to hear from Hazy how they are, and how about you, Dreamy? You didn't answer either. How are you doing? Oh, Emmy's got a long one for me. Just saying that sometimes when I don't respond, I have probably left, but when I see that you're live, I decide to say hi and stuff, and sometimes I stay. Yeah, I figured that, Emmy. You do sometimes just come in for a very quick, short one, which is totally fine. I appreciate you popping in. But yeah, you never have to feel like you got to stay. I imagine you're busy learning some songs. Gracie says, circuit board, no one. Likely story, Gracie. Likely story. Do I believe you? Blame it on the circuit board sounds like something that somebody who busted it would say. It was a circuit board, honestly. It's got nothing to do with the hot chocolate or fruit juice that is now spilled all over the circuit board. Just the circuit board went bad. Yeah. You were watching it this morning. The audio was on, and then it went black. Ooh. You know, there was one time when my mum and my sister were watching the TV, and the TV literally exploded. But not like how you think, like a boom. It went. There was a massive pop, like a pop, like a very small explosion, and then the whole thing just went black. And presumably it was some kind of like capacitor or something in the back that just went on the fritz. Who knows? But that off didn't make them jump. Hey, we've got Ellie in. Hi, Ellie. Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I'm surprised to see you. I thought you were heading off to a disco, or well, you said you weren't sure. So, are you at the disco? I hope not. If you're at the disco, you shouldn't be here with us. You should be off dancing with your friends and your sister. I guess your sister likes to go to the disco plenty. Oh, we've got some mod. I think the auto mod sometimes gets the wrong end of the stick. Oh, so you're actually in the disco? Then put your phone away and enjoy your night, Ellie. Honestly. Oh, you're sat down. Are you having a little rest, a little break, are you? Grace is saying, I'm chilling at home all day. Not been feeling good, to be honest. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Gracie. I hope you feel better. Maybe get yourself a good night's rest. Depends what's wrong with you, I suppose, though. Yeah. Bye-bye, Ellie. Thanks for popping in. Always lovely to have Ellie pop in when she can. That's quite nice. I like the fact that she goes to discos with her sister and stuff. That's really nice. So what's wrong then, Gracie? What ails you today? I tell you, between you and Ellie, it's like a couple of old ladies in here just falling to pieces. It's like, oh, dearie, ma, this is wrong with me today, and that's wrong with me. I'm only teasing, by the way. Oh dear. Oh, your stomach hurts again. You need to get that checked out then. Oh, Dream is saying, I learned piano at St. Swithun's. Am I saying it right? In Winchester many years ago. Ooh, that's interesting. I have been to Winchester. I went there a few times last year when I was dating Louise. That's the only time I've been there. But I was there for the they do that thing at around bonfire night for the what do you call it? The everyone's walking around with those wax torches. That thing's crazy. Like, I've never known anything quite like in the UK like that, because I was just amazed that they even allowed it. That was like an incredibly dangerous thing to have so many people walking around with basically open flames, just that dripping wax on themselves if they weren't holding it carefully, because there's only a tiny bit of cardboard to stop it getting on themselves. And we have somebody with a almost impronounceable name there, spamming us about Brazil. Fair enough. Gracie says, you can figure the rest out, let your mind go free with the rest of that. What did Grace say? Stomach hurts again. Okay, well, yeah, you're saying your stomach hurts. I don't know what there is to figure out. You've lost me again, Gracie. Ernie is in. Hi, Ernie. Big hugs to you as well. I'm all right. It's still ups and downs with the insurance companies and stuff like that, trying to deal with stuff. Jimmy says, I was studying there, boarding school. Oh, wow. Was that a long, long time ago or fairly recent? for if you're saying boarding school, they still do boarding schools, don't they now? But yeah, it's yeah. I was always fascinated with that idea that you go off and actually stay at school. I never ever wanted to do it. Don't get me wrong, but I was always fascinated that people actually did that. Uh, Gracie says, "Yeah, I guess you can figure that. Figure what out, Gracie? I don't know what you're saying. You just said you had a poorly tummy. I don't know what there is to figure out." Yeah, shout out to you from Brazil. I honestly, I can't even attempt to pronounce that. I have no idea what your handle says there. I do apologise. So I don't know what to call you. Dreamy saying probably 12 to 13 years ago. Wow, that's that's a bit of time. Yeah, that's about the age of Henry. Well, he's 13, I guess, and over half now. So maybe just after he was. Well, it depends. When you say that, I guess is that when you left? So you were probably there when he came into the world. That's a while ago. That does make me feel a bit old. He's saying, yeah, it is, but there's a reason why. Um, oh, I see what you're saying. Figure out my film. I get what you're saying. So you got some cramps, is what you're saying, Gracie. Ah, I see. But that's fair. That's fair enough. That happens. Um, there's a joke in there about this, but I'm not going to say it because it might be inappropriate. So, bearing in mind your age. I've got Harry in saying I got attacked a few days ago with my friends by 20 people on bikes. Mad. That is mad, Harry. Any particular reason, or is it just a random occurrence? And Erin saying, I know I was very upset when I heard about your accident. You have really been amazing and keeping so positive. Oh, thank you, Erin. Yeah, it's all you can really do. Just keep moving forward, try to make the best of it. Certainly had some bad days in there. And Boone is in the house. Hi, Boone. Good to see you. Or Boonezilla, we should say. I saw your little short, man. That was crazy. If you like, sort of like that looked like some kind of like, like what the fighter pilots wear, the kind of mask that they have on. It looked like something like that. And then you just like zoom out, and then there's all this stuff in the background. I was like, that would be. Imagine actually having a stealth camp in a situation like that. That'd be so insane. Oh my lord. Oh dear, that had me laughing. It really did. Gracie, yeah, typical on a week off now. Well, yeah, that's how these timings work. To be honest, Gracie, it's always at the worst time. Dreamy sounds. I'm still young though, still in my 30s. That's plenty young, yeah. Don't you worry. You got way more years ahead than behind still, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's young enough to get up to a lot of trouble still, Dreamy. No, it wasn't a joke like that, Tracy. No. Don't worry. I will refrain from saying it. Harry's saying there was 4 of us. Wow. So any particular reason for the attack, or was it just randomness? Is what I was asking, Harry. Grace is saying I've heard it before. Yeah, it wasn't a joke though. Boone saying AI is crazy. It was meant to be a CPAP mask. What's the CPAP? I don't even know what that is. You've used an acronym, and I have no idea what it is, Boone. You're gonna have to educate me. So you're saying being female is sometimes so difficult, Gracie, especially when you are young, bless, and have pains, cramps each month. Yeah. I've got to admit, I don't envy the girls that sort of monthly kind of cycle trouble. It's a big old hassle. At the very bottom end of it, it's a hassle, and at the top end of it, it's an absolute pain, literally. So yeah, I don't envy you guys that at all. I mean, us men got the better end of the stick on that one, if you know what I mean. No, it's not. I was going to make a joke up, Gracie. It's not like a known joke. I was going to literally say something that I thought was funny that would probably be quite inappropriate, and yeah, just so I'm not going to say it. Boone saying CPAP is a machine for people who stop breathing in their sleep. Oh, like for people with sleep apnea. I see. Yeah. Basically, people who snore. I've never actually looked into it, but every time I see it on TV and someone's snoring like quite heavily, and someone goes, "Oh, you might have sleep apnea. You're going to need to check it out." I'm like, "Oh, it's just snoring," but I guess that it might be a more serious thing than I thought of. I don't know. Harry's saying they thought we were from Longy, and they were from the Bakes because the Bakes and Longy hate each other. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to be honest, Harry. It's straight over my head. But sounds like you want to stay away from them 20 guys. That's all I'll say. Gracie's saying, I ain't been able to move off my chair. My dad, by the way, I think he needs one. What? He needs one what? Oh, yeah, we do have it easy. I'm just looking at what you said up the top there, actually. Yeah, the boys do have it easy in that regards, Gracie, for sure. Is that Sultan or Sultana? I don't know. So does mine. So does yours. What? I don't even know what you're referring to. Boone saying, Gracie, does your dad snore too? Oh, you mean he needs a sleep apnea machine? Oh, I see. Yeah. Does he go like a train? Does he? Well, that got modded. So, how much is it? Sultan or is it Sultan Ahmad or is it? Yeah, we're gonna go with Sultan. I'm just gonna go with Sultan. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, Betting Pete is back in saying evening. Good evening, Betting Pete. How are you doing, my man? Hope you're well. Harry said, me and my friends are 11 and they were 17. Ooh, yeah, there used to be a lot of trouble like that around these parts, actually, when I was younger. There was a group called the Olsey Gang, and they were like these old teenage kids, and like us young teenagers, we'd have to steer well clear of them. They'd cause trouble. We have a Michael in saying, hi, Michael. Grace is saying, like literally every time we go away, I have to hide under a duvet or headphones. Oh, yeah. Do you know what you want? You want some sound cancelling or noise cancelling. So it's noise cancelling headphones or earbuds. Those things work really well, and they'll get rid of a snore sound quite well. The Clan of A says hi and okay. Hi. Yeah, so we've got a few people in, and I think we've got enough of the family members. I should probably get on with my update. So time for me to go on a bit of a monologue about my day today. Well, actually, before I do, I'm going to just put a log in the fire. Why not, eh? So keeping it nice and toasty, but also it just looks good for the camera, didn't it? So yeah. Oh, hi Sienna. Just in time for the update. I mean, you kind of know what's been going on anyway. Unlike Gracie, you got the story in advance. Stanley, oh, is that one of those kind of like drinking cup things with the straw thing, Stanley Cup type thing? I think I've seen them about. So anyway, yeah, the update. What has happened today? So this morning, first thing, the guy from the insurance did actually try to call, but I missed it, so I called him back. And he had indeed confirmed with his boss a plan of action with the whole getting me somewhere to stay. And the plan at that time was for them to essentially pay up front, so give me some money basically, to book a hotel for 1 week and then sort of see how that goes and go from there. So it seems like, okay, that's a good idea. So he was suggesting a place nearby, about 60 quid a night. And I said to him, well, the idea's great, love it. However, I do need a place not just for me, but when Ethan comes, I'm going to need a place that we can both fit in. So it has to be like for an adult and a child. And he's like, oh, okay, so we'll look around, we'll see what's what. So I did a little quick look around as well, and I found a place nearby that I wanted to utilise, and it was within budget. So he's like, yeah. So he went off to his boss, and it seemed like everything was in full swing. We were going to get things sorted. So, as you know, the van should have been picked up today, and I would have then had a place to stay, all sorted, no worries. Still waiting to see the money come across, but they sent some official documents over to say that they're going to be sending it, but it takes up to a day for it to get sent out and cleared through their processing systems. So, still waiting on that. However, you might notice that even though the van was supposed to be picked up today, I am sitting in the van right now. And how has that happened, you might ask? Well, the people who were supposed to pick it up didn't bother to turn up. And I did call them about this, and they had no idea that I had not been dealt with. And yeah, the woman on the phone was not very helpful at all. She just said, I've just spoke to the guy. He wasn't aware that you hadn't been hadn't been like taken care of. So he's really sorry. What I can do is book you in for Friday. I'm like, so what, 3 more days? That's crazy. I said to her, I know you're not aware of the situation, but that's going to be a lot of problems. Is that absolutely the earliest you can do? And she was like, yeah, because the vehicle that would come and get you is broken down at the moment, and we need to actually get it repaired. I was like, oh my lord, oh my lord. So, we've got Rohan in. So I just see there's a conspiracy that Rohan is also oh, dearie me. Right. Yeah, Boone clocking that I was still in the van. So yeah, I'll reread all the chat in a second. But anyway, so that is basically the situation right now. In the morning, I'm going to send a message on the system to the people at the insurance, to the guy, and let him know that they did not pick the van up and they've rebooked it for Friday. He's probably not going to be impressed with it, but there's also nothing that I think anyone can do. But yeah, so he did also say that he was going to talk to them and make sure that they prioritised my van once they had it. Oh, excuse me. That they'd prioritise getting it fixed before other things, because obviously he's aware that I don't want to be out of the van for any longer than I need to be, and obviously the insurance company don't want to be paying out for another week's worth of hotel time. But that's what they're going to have to do, because they've kind of committed to that path now. They'll be paying for me to stay somewhere while I'm waiting for it to get like fixed. So yeah, that's the current situation. So I completely packed down the van, got like not everything, but everything that I needed to, I got out. So I like to kind of like empty it out. I pulled all the drawers out from the kitchen. I'll give you a little look actually. Look, see that? I've got all the drawers are out from the kitchen, this whole area here. And like there's so much empty space on the walls, even things like the pockets over here. Most of them, or anything that basically contains something that I would need in the short term for like the next week or so, was basically packed into that hire van, and other things that like took a little bit of weight. I also disconnected the gas cylinders and put them in my parents' sort of little cloakroom type thing, and I completely like emptied the fridge and freezer, defrosted the freezer so there was no like ice in there, so I could turn it all off and leave it off while I didn't have the van, so the battery wouldn't get drained, because I didn't know how long they're going to have it and where to store it, so I couldn't guarantee it would be recharged by the solar panels and stuff like that. So all the power went off, the gas was turned off, I turned off all the 12-volt system, like took out all the fuses, and just like basically, yeah, just shut everything down, closed off all the drainage pipes, everything like that. Just put like a good 3 hours of like effort in to get it all prepped and ready to go, only for them to say, only for me to basically have to chase them at the end of the day, because they didn't even tell me they weren't turning up. which was probably the worst bit of the whole thing, that they just left me hanging. So they didn't bother to turn up and didn't bother to contact me. I'm like, wow, you guys are working on your logistics well there. If you can't tell when you have not actually gone to go and pick up a vehicle, mental. So yeah, I mean, good job I wasn't hanging around all day waiting on them at the very least. I did go off and do my normal day's work. But yeah, but put all that on the front end of a day's work, I'm pretty shattered. And then to come back and find I've got to unpack a load of stuff because I'm going to be in here for a few more days. And then I just went down the shop and got some really easy microwave meal for dinner. But absolute madness today. Some positive moves, obviously. You know, they're sending me some cash to cover for when I actually do stay in a hotel. So that'll be really handy. And I have thought, and I was talking to Sienna about this earlier, that if I get a room, like, because we'll get a family room so that me and Ethan can obviously, you know, both stay there. I have a feeling they'd probably have a bath with it. And if they do, that'll be the first hot bath I've had in like 5 years. And I used to love a hot bath, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I was like, oh, that idea just occurred to me today. I'm like, yeah, it's been many years since I've had a bath, so I'm going to take full advantage. It's been showers, steam rooms, and cold plunges, and like wild swimming and in the sea and stuff like that. But no actual hot bath, just lounging in luxuries. So that's going to get used if we happen to have one. Right, I'm going to quickly scroll back up and see what I've missed. We've got Logs Dude doing some weird stuff in there, saying sent this, sent that. I mean, if you'd have sent me 10 grand, I would have absolutely loved it, but I know that that's not real. But that would have been awesome. Ah, dearie me. And Sienna is halfway through her hooping. I guess she's gone back to lurking in the background, but we still love having you here, Sienna. Sorry I didn't chat to you too much. You came in just when I was doing the update. Oh, dearie me. Now, if I was thinking I could maybe convince them to get me to the Ritz or something like that down at London. What do you think? Oh, dearie me. Roham got modded for his ladies only nonsense again. Sorry, Roham. I didn't even notice that. Sienna, I'm just catching up on what Sienna and Rohan have been. And Sienna's so naughty sometimes. Rohan, are you saying that there's a little of you and me? Oh dear, we know what little bit it would be. Sue's saying I've been to my eldest daughters for a chat and a cuppa. Oh, that's a nice thing to do for the day, Sue. Lovely to hear you've had a nice day. Grace is still hungry as a hippo. Is that something that happens for your like at this time of the month for you, Gracie, or is that just a random sort of you're just hungry? As we were talking about that earlier, so it just crossed my mind. Erinice saying hello, and then Boone saying, so those guys who meant to pick up your vehicle are boons, botchers, bunglers, and shysters too. Pretty much, Boone. Yeah, they're about that amount. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty obvious they'd messed it up, and she came back like no kind of like real sort of. She didn't seem that apologetic or anything. I'm going to be honest, and no kind of like let's bend over backwards and resolve this. We've had a guy sitting around waiting all day for something that was booked in like days ago, like last week it was booked in. So, and I did all my part. I sent them the photos of it that they needed and stuff like that. So, because they wanted to be able to like do an assessment before it even turned up, type thing. And I was a bit like, well, you guys aren't doing like, you know, their sort of web portal to deal with all that is pretty shoddy anyway. I'm like, I can put up with that, you know, that sort of thing happens. But this is just shocking. This is like indicative of bad logistics and bad attitude towards customer service. It just really is. Like, if that had been me, I'd have been trying to figure out what we can do to remedy the situation. Like, can we do better than Friday? That's mental. Ernie saying, I'm all good. Sorry, been missing the live feeds. Nice to be here, everyone. Lovely to have you, Ernie. And don't worry if you can't ever get in. It's, you know, you've got a life to lead, and if you're busy leading that life, then you don't worry about popping in here. But it's lovely to see you when we can get to see you. That's great. And Pete saying, is that a Luton converted van? It is, yeah. So you've got like the Luton box part, which is kind of like up in front of me, that's Henry's room. Although these days it's mostly just a storage space for me to put loads of stuff because he doesn't use that anymore. I mean, he will in holidays maybe. That has yet to be seen, but depends on whether he wants to. I think basically if I can entice him with some adventure, maybe he'd come along, but we don't know. We've got Leroy in. What a cool name. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I like my stove as well. It's really nice to have a little fire going in here. Talking of which, I should probably just shut that down a little bit and slow it down just a little. It's definitely going like the clappers. They were saying, does that burn pellets or is it a log burner? It's a log burner. I mean, well, it's multi-fuel. I can do coal or logs in it. At the moment, it's got like a little log in it, one from Aldi's. The last one of a pack that I bought like 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. But generally, I try to use wood that I found myself. That's one of the things I sometimes do on the streams, to be fair, is go out and do a little bit of hunting for some wood and harvest a little bit from the woods around these parts. Just find a tree that's been down long enough that it's kind of seasoned. That's a nice way to get some free fuel. Oh, we got that tar person back in again, but has a foreign handle. Boone saying, gotta go, my friend. Hope tomorrow will get smoother. Cheers, Boone. It was lovely to see you. It's been a minute, so it's always good. We need to do a proper catch up at some point, I'm sure. Grace, you have to get some porridge. Wow, that's one thing you can eat this at the time of night, I guess. I did Betting Pete. I converted it all myself. It was a big project, but yeah, and it's still ongoing. To be fair, there's still little things that I change all the time and I upgrade and do differently. But some things are slowly but surely getting bang on where I want them to be. They were saying boiler in the house. Is it LPG or do you have gas? Well, I don't. I don't have a. Well, I don't have a boiler because obviously this is a van, Leroy. But this is how I heat my water up during this time of year. I have a marine boiler, I guess. I think that's what they call it. Is it a marine boiler? Yeah, it might actually. So technically, yeah, I do have a boiler actually. I think it's called a marine boiler. So it's like a little hot water cylinder that's about 16-litre capacity, and it has a immersion heater that has it's a 500 watt immersion heater. So it takes about, like, from very very cold water, it takes about an hour to heat it up to fully hot water, but usually take a bit less depending on the temperature of the water that's gone in. This will take probably about an hour to an hour and a half to fully heat the water up as well. It depends how hot I actually get the water from this, so how fast I've got the heat going. But yeah, this basically I have like pipework running through the stove which pushes water through and heats and then pushes it through to radiators around and stuff like that. So this is a really cool way to do it. And then because it's like a marine boiler, it basically Nautic boiler, that's what they call it, Nautic boiler, that's what I'm trying to think of. It also has the ability for you to put engine coolant through, so when the engine obviously heats the coolant up and it goes through and then it takes the heat out of it. But I've just done it with water, so then this just pushes the water through. Yeah, the immersion heater is electric, but then obviously this one, the only electric it needs is the little sort of basically there's a I think it's a just under 4 watt pump that usually runs, but when it's really hot, then I've got like I think it's an 8 or 9 watt pump that then it clicks into, and then there's another 8 watt pump that there's like a reservoir back in the cupboards here where it's part of the cycle that goes around the van, which that water goes directly into the stove and back out again. That reservoir then also feeds into the Nautic boiler. So then I can, with a separate pump that has a separate cycle and pushes that around there. So once that's up to temperature, I can just push it through and that really heats the water up quite quickly. And 16 litres is actually quite well enough for my shower to run, which is what it mostly gets used for, is either shower or just like washing up. And obviously you don't need a lot for washing up at all. The only time when the 16 litres becomes like a limiting point is if I'm having a shower. But my shower's got a very good head that only uses about 2.6 litres of water a minute, but yet it feels like the most powerful shower I've ever had. And it's because it's got like some sort of vacuum kind of like thing in it where it sucks some air in and aerates the water really well. So you still get like plenty of heat in the water. The droplet size is still good enough, but you get like a lot of power. But yet you're not pumping through like 10 or 15 litres a minute. So basically at the 2.6 litres, and you might be thinking, okay, well that's not that many minutes, that's like about 6 minutes of run time, but it's actually a lot longer than that because you're not using just hot water. I guess if I did it really quickly before the water's up to temperature, then it wouldn't last much time at all. But obviously you're using like a mix of like probably less than 50% of what you're using is the hot water. So you can run it for quite a long time. I think you can get like a good 15-minute shower out of it before it runs out. So it is possible to have two people have a shower. Even we've done it where three people have had a shower in a row and had enough hot water, but you've got to be pretty quick. Betting Pete saying, that's my dream. How do you cope with working and living in a van full time? It's actually relatively easy. My job works really well with this. Being a window cleaner and I'm mobile and going around, this stops me from having to commute back and forth because I do different areas. And so, like, there were times when, like, for instance, say if I lived in Biggleswade and like, I had to drive down to Barton le Quay, that'd be 40 minutes. So that's like an hour and 20 round trip. But I never have to do that. I just, once I'm working there, I stay there and get that work done and then move on to the next area. And so yeah, it cuts down commuting massively. And it also means that during my work day, I've still got a toilet, I've still got a place to sit comfortably. Like this weather right now, it's really cold. It's freezing outside. It literally is. It's sub-zero out there, and I'm toasty because of my stove. And then like during the day when I'm working, that is such a benefit. And then I can like cook myself a warm meal for lunch, that sort of thing. Yeah, just kind of removes any need to prep, and I can just literally wake up in the morning, enjoy a bit of time in the morning before I get to work, and then just get started. And I don't have to worry, am I sorting out my lunch today? And that's something. It's all in the kitchen cupboards, all ready to go. I just make it whenever, and I can just make whatever I fancy at the time. I don't have to prep anything up. It's brilliant. So yeah, but obviously it's not for everybody. That's the thing, Pete. It's definitely an acquired taste of life, so to speak, and you have to have a job that works with it, I guess. Lee J say, I'm still your naughty boiler. Yeah, naughty boiler. That's good. I like that. Oh, dearie me, that's very, very good. Yeah, that is true, Sinner. It was all very good until you get some old geriatric who decides that he can drive when he can't really drive coming by. Um, Leroy asking, did you plumb it yourself? Yes, did all the electrics myself. So that's the solar panel stuff as well as all of the mains power. So I've got like basically 240-volt system in here, which runs off an inverter from my lithiums. I've built my lithium battery as well. Built it from cells from China. So I did all the electrics like that, all the sort of the different voltages, 12 and 240 volts. I did all the plumbing myself. I piped in all the gas canisters to my cooking stuff as well, because the hob here runs on gas cylinders, LPG, refillable ones from Safefill. Expensive canisters, but the LPG is way cheaper to buy than it is to go get these like canisters that you have to, like the metal ones that you have to go get. Plus they're super light compared to the metal ones, and much safer. So when they're empty, they weigh like not much at all, like a few kilograms. I think it might be like 5 kilograms empty weight. Whereas you get the metal ones, I think they're like 15 kilos just empty, maybe more, might be 20, I can't remember. And then once you fill them up with the same amount of gas, obviously LPG, liquid petroleum, no, liquid propane, is it liquid petroleum gas or I think it's LPG, whatever it is. When they fill up with that, they're ridiculously heavy. And I've got two of these things, one for this one and one for the oven and grill. I did two just because I like the idea that if one's getting low, I've still got another one as a backup, and so it's a bit of redundancy. Plus it saves having to do pipe work from one side of the van to the other. But yeah, it gave me the design ability to have them either side. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for two. And I went for big ones, so I didn't have to do them too often. So I get about 6 months worth out, maybe a bit longer if I make sure I switch, because I use the hob way more than the oven. So if I switch about about 4 months in, if I do a switch, I'll get about 8 months out of them both, I reckon, something like that. But yeah, I use about 50 quid's worth of gas in a year, which isn't bad. And then obviously this is how I do heating, which, you know, I could spend a few £100 on wood in a year if I was just buying it all the time. I'm not sure exactly. I've never done I've never done like an accounting of exactly how much I've spent on firewood in a year. But I would say, you know, if I was going to buy like a pallet load and store it somewhere, it wouldn't be that bad at all. But certainly, you know, buying it as I go makes it a bit more expensive. Depends on how cold the year is, because like if it's really cold, I have to have that constantly going. Whereas, you know, once the temperatures aren't that cold, you can kind of have it on a couple of times a day and it's good enough. So it's sort of a bit of a sliding scale with it, but I would say somewhere in the realms of about 300 to 600 quid for a year, depending on how cold the year was and where you lived and stuff like that, would be a reasonable sort of thing. I think it wouldn't get more than 6. You'd have to want it warm in here, like really, really warm all the time. But I think normally I'm probably around about the 400 mark, something like that, if I was going to buy it all. But obviously this year I've spent like a fraction of that, because I've been finding most of the wood, and the plan is to use the summer this year to save up some and to prep some extra up, and then find places where I can get more throughout the season as well. So yeah. 40 to 16. If you're meaning about the Nautic boiler or naughty boiler, then yeah, that 16 litres. Yeah, that's how much it contains. Yeah. Sienna asking if 2 people go at once in the shower. Not really. It's not big enough for 2 in there. I'm gonna be strapped on this. Oh, you got Blue Nose in saying, my thoughts exactly, Sienna. Yeah. Hi, Blue Nose. See you, Leroy. Sorry, I've only just seen that. I should have been scrolling down a bit more, but I've been behind on the chat while I've been chatting away. Yeah, all self-taught, Sue. I appreciate your kind words. Yeah, I'm just one of those people. I love to like learn how to do things with my hands. I'm very much a doer. So yeah, if it's I like to say, if it can be fixed, I can fix it. Like there's, you know, I have to have the right tool for the job, generally speaking. If it's going to be something like electronics and things, and I'll be honest, I don't have many of them tools, so I can't really do it. But I can do a little bit of like fine electronics, but not a lot. My expertise in that field isn't great, but if I can Google it, I can figure it out. I've done some fixes on some of the electronics in the van, like the actual like in the front bit, and like I even I installed like a new fan in the engine and stuff like that last year. But yeah, back here, everything myself. Like had to do it all, had to learn every little thing. The plumbing isn't that hard, to be fair. I mean, I could have done a better job if I did plumbing going forward. I know that I could do it with better. Mostly just to do with the pump and how to avoid having the pump like make more noise than it needs to, but also how to avoid like airlocks and stuff like that. That's probably the main thing about plumbing, I would say, is trying to figure out how to make sure you don't get airlocks in your system, and how make sure it's designed so they flush through really easily. But they're saying, how much is the insurance, Molly, if you haven't answered already? Keen on getting a camper, but one for the future. I'm assuming you have like home insurance on it. How does it work? Well, I have like van insurance, but I told them that I'd converted it to a camper, but it's a bit of a tricky one with this. So a lot of people, when they convert their vans to camper vans, you can actually send off to the DVLA and have them categorize your vehicle as a camper van. But in order to do that, a few years ago they brought out like they changed the requirements, and there's lots of little stuff like needing to have opening windows on a particular side, like I think it had to have like two windows on one side, and one of them has to be opening or something. I know, and then like a fixed table, and there's quite a few things that basically they do as like with the list of requirements, and I don't meet them at all. So, so essentially, it won't get recategorized. So I have to get van insurance and tell them that I've converted it to a camper van. And that's how my insurance works. I think when I first started getting insurance on this, it was about, I think the first year it was about 620, and it was about the same for the first 3 years. And that's bearing in mind I didn't have any no claims because I was just a named driver on the car, because it's my ex's car it was. So as a named driver, you don't accrue any no claims and stuff. But then it went up because there was that year where everyone's insurance went up by loads. Like my parents had theirs go up on their vehicle, and a friend of mine had his go up as well, and they went up by ridiculous amounts. And I genuinely thought I was going to end up paying about 800-900 quid, and my guys came back with about a little over 700, and I was like, well, that ain't bad, like about 750 mark. And then since then it's been dropping a little bit, and I think I'm about 700 now, so it's not too bad. So there you go, that's the insurance questions. LPG gas, says Gracie. Yeah, so I think it's, I don't know if it's liquid petroleum gas or liquid propane gas, but it might be the same thing. I always thought of it as liquid petroleum gas, but I could be wrong. But LPG, so it's like the sort of stuff that they sell at petrol stations, Gracie. So like you can go to a petrol station and buy LPG for a vehicle because vehicles can run on it. But they sell it over at a local campsite. You can go down there, and unlike the petrol stations where it's self-service, they actually they serve you it so that you roll up, and I just say, can I get some LPG please? And they come out and they unlock it all, and they fill up my canisters for me, and it's yeah, it's not that expensive at all, to be fair. Thanks, J-Mad. Yeah, it is cozy in here. It's proper nice and warm. Liquefied petroleum. There you go. Yeah. Liquid petroleum gas, there you go, or liquefied petroleum gas. So yeah, basically it's just under enough pressure that it turns to liquid, I think is basically the way it works. And then as the pressure is let out, it turns back to a gas. You got Bold Keyboards saying, "G'day, mate." G'day, Bold. How are you? Oh, we got Michael Pickford in. Haven't seen you for a long time, brother. How you doing? Yeah, long time no speak. Yeah, how have you been? Did you see the crash? That's the question. Did you see the crash? Oh, Ellie's back. Ellie made the end. I bet you're tired. Yeah. Oh, I come before. We all come before you get your makeup off. That we all feel privileged, Ellie. Yeah, if you're still hungry after your porridge, Gracie, you've got to go for something a bit more snacky, surely, so a little bit more treat worthy. I shouldn't really say that this time of night, should I? Sue's saying, saves a lot of money, Molly, when you can fix and install things yourself. I'm very impressed. It does, actually. You're right, Sue. It's paying other people, labour off is often the biggest cost of anything, to be fair. And I just like knowing how everything works so I can fix it and I'm not waiting on somebody. This is probably the biggest annoyance with this whole thing with the van, is I'm having to wait on somebody to fix it. Like, if it wasn't for the subframe that needed something doing with it, I would fix this myself, and I'd fix all that and get it done. Just because it could, that, and obviously the insurance company are paying for it. But I would rather have somebody come out and do it in situ. But sorting out a subframe, that's not something they're going to do as a mobile mechanic. To be fair, that's some heavy duty hydraulics sort of equipment to do that sort of thing. So let's scroll down a bit more. Got to try and catch up. We've got British Defence League saying, are you talking about vacuum pressure? Hi from Scotland. Hi BFL. No, BDL. So that would be BFL. I saw the fence part and my brain went F. No, it's the fence league. So BDL. Why does that sound rude? BDL. I don't know. Or it sounds a bit like a Brazilian butt lift or something, like a BBL. But no, BDL. Um, am I talking about vacuum pressure? I don't think so. I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about vacuum shower before, but then I don't know when you came in. I've been so far behind. Oh, Michael saying I did not. What happened? Well, there's a video on my channel, Michael. It's a little 1-minute clip. I suggest you go and watch it. You can see what happened to the van. It's rather brutal. So, like, set your nerves properly for it. But yeah, go check it out. Did I get up to North Wales, says John Dab? Not yet, but the plan is to do that at the end of March, which I don't think will be affected by the van if it gets fixed within a reasonable amount of time. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think the plan is still on. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be. But yeah, that's not planned until back end of March. So I'm erming a lot because I'm so tired. Bold is talking to Gracie. Gracie saying I'm hungry as what does F stand for? Feral beast. There we go. That's what the F must stand for. Gracie is as hungry as a feral beast tonight. There we go. Eddie's saying basically I'm laying on the couch watching you and eating. Well, that's fair play. After the disco, you're going to need to up your energy intake, aren't you? Was it fun, Ellie? I hope it was. Did you do a lot of dancing? Bold saying, Gracie, too many calories are bad for you. That is true, Bold. That is true. But, you know, every now and then, I think it's this thing. Like, your day to day, you should be watching, like, you're not consuming too many calories. You don't need to be counting every calorie, but I generally count to the nearest 100 of anything I'm eating just to pay attention because I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. I think realistically, there's common sense in there is enough to keep an eye on what you're doing, and you don't have to count anything. If you're at a weight that you're happy with, but every now and then, you know, and I'm not talking about like every other day. I'm talking like every now and then, like once a month, twice a month, maybe. But anything more than that, it's becoming a regular thing. So you got to watch it. If you have a little bit of a splurge, like I had a little bit extra calories today. I mean, I had my dinner, but I also downed some Wotsits and some M&Ms. You can have a treat sometimes. BDL saying, I am a mechanic, I can weld, I live in Scotland. Now mate, lifting bags, use them all the time. Lifting bags, eh? Well, I'm so tired I can't follow these conversations. I do apologise. I tell you, you'd be useful though if you can weld. I tell you, the amount of times I wish I had the skills to be doing a bit of welding. The things that I could have built better and done a better job with, and I kind of try to find my way around it, just because of the hassle of like getting somebody else to do some welding and explaining what I want is just being awful. But yeah, I think though, like I do want to like build my own stove. Redo this. I've got ideas for it. I do think it would be easier to do if I could weld, or know someone who does weld. So yeah, I'm a bit jealous that you can do weld. Yeah, that's colour me yellow for no green for envy. Yellow's something else. No, green for envy. Oh, Michael's gone off to look. I'll be back in a minute. So I don't, as long as it makes me happy at this point. What's that? I see about the calories. BDL saying gas turns to liquid at pressure, hence the trucks and tanks pipes liquid gas flows better than aerosol gas. I think I'm getting you. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you can push a lot more down a pipe as well when it's higher densities, couldn't you? But also, yeah, it'll just flow really well. And then you have like the regulator. So you've obviously got the canister, then you have like the regulator on the line coming out, so that it obviously only lets it out to a certain level. And he's saying it was so much fun. I was dancing and singing, but now my knee hurts so much. But I don't mind, to be honest. Yeah, I guess that's the sort of thing, isn't it? If you go too much, your extra long leg is going to do you some right mischief, and that dodgy knee of yours will be screaming at you. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's the pain, the 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 fun is worth a little bit of pain, I guess. Sometimes we all have things like that, don't we? Where we know that it's bad for us, whether it be the extra treats or the dancing a bit too long or whatever. Yeah, and we'll still do it just because we want it so much that we don't mind the consequences. I think you're just turning into into one big like hungry beast, Gracie. I think that's what it is really. You're obviously like, I don't know what to call it. Like it's like the equivalent of a vampire, but for snack food. Emily's saying, I used to say that I am so hungry that I could eat a scabby horse. Oh, oh, I don't know why you need to add in the scabby, but okay. The funny thing is, I'm a vegetarian. Oh no. Oh dear. You could eat a corn. Is it corn? Yeah, that's it. You could eat a corn horse. um, Eddie's saying, I'm good at fixing tyres if you need it. I used to help my dad with his tyre business, but he shut it down. Oh, that's really cool, Eddie. I could have used you a while back. I had to put 2 new wheels on at the back. I got 2 new tyres at the same time. I have a chap who can do that now, though. Jacob sorted me out, and I'll be keeping his number. What's it screaming at you then? Is it shouting, Ellie, why'd you do this to me? Ellie, why'd you do this to me? Is it something like that? Gracie's been dribbling everywhere. We didn't need to know that, Gracie. Oh, how grim. uh, Ellie saying, bro's making me think now about how bad I've been. Now, like yesterday, I was binge eating. Yeah, well, like I say, the odd time it's not the end of the world, especially at your ages, girls. But yeah, I can't get away with it so much now. BDL saying building a Focus at 225 engine, Focus AT 225 engine, and fuel lines into a 2.0 TDCI Focus Mark II CM. Wow, this is a lot of things I don't understand. That's now. Oh dear. Well, to be honest, you're so far away though. It wouldn't make sense. Like Scotland is many hours drive from here, but if I'm up that way, and I'm still looking at designs for my stove, and I think that you could be of assistance, I shall give you the nod, and we will see what we can do. I do think that it'll be better to have somebody work on it with me, like collaborate with, but we'll see how we go. Aaron, he's saying a corn dog. No, I was like corn as in like QUORN, that the fake meat one. But yeah, corn. I don't know, corn. Oh, I think I've just about caught up now. Ellie and Gracie love to fill my chat up, and then I'm like scrolling forever. Oh, dear me. And I bet if when you say run to the shop, I bet you wouldn't really run, Ellie. I bet you'd walk. Oh dear. Right. Well, that's the update done. The fire is needing re-topping up. but I think we're going to call it today. I am shattered. It's pretty obvious that I need some sleep. It's been a long one, and then in the morning I'm not even gonna call them. I'm gonna just message on their stupid hub system thing. I'm gonna message the insurance people and let them know. Ah, Michael's back. You watched it, Michael? Yeah, it was crazy. The thing about that, Michael, is me and Ethan were in the back of the van when that happened. We got absolutely sent. Oh, dad joke, Kelly. You're right. Okay, dad joke, and then we wrap it up. Yeah, there we go. BDL saying, no worries, mate. Subframe would be an extra long trailer type with V-bracing in middle. I know how to do it. Oh, you're talking about the. Oh, sorry, my man. I didn't comprehend what you were talking about. I tell you, if the insurance company people don't actually sort this out, I might get onto you. But it's the whole sort of distance thing. Because the trouble is, I've got to get somebody local who can come to my van. And I don't imagine you want to drive all the way from Scotland to here. Yeah, almost a good night, Sue. We've got to do the dad joke of the day. Right, here we go. Why wasn't the woman happy with the Velcro she bought? It was a total rip-off. Wow. You don't even have to do that. I think that would be better off. Like, I really wasn't happy with the Velcro I bought today. It was a total rip-off. That would work better, wouldn't it? That flows way nicer. There we go. That's got a mid kind of cringe level, but it's just terrible. It's just not a good joke. Oh, I feel like we might actually be. I know there's more back here stuck in the box. What's that about? Why are these stuck up here? That's weird. How far are we? We might be close to halfway through these. Getting out there. Why is there one stuck in the bottom always? Oh, it's just one, whatever. Let's have a little look. Not quite half, no. We're not quite half yet. Okay, so that was the dad joke of the day, as pitiful as it was. I do apologise for such a bad dad joke. Thank you, Ellie, for reminding me. You're always brilliant at that. Michael saying, you need to move to work, spent 300 to pass the MOT. Laura? Man, sometimes when you guys write without any punctuation, it's really hard to read. You need to move to works, spent 300 to pass the MOT. Work, spent 300. You've lost me, Michael. I'm trying to decipher that. It's like a secret code. Erin is saying, thank you for your news. Just know it will all work out perfectly for you. Love and hugs. Love and hugs to you as well, Erin. I really appreciate it. And we got an Ollie in saying hello. Hi, Ollie. And goodbye, because we're literally wrapping this thing up. If you're new, consider giving us a sub and coming back for the next one, because I'm doing my daily streams and it's always worthwhile. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, Michael. Yeah. Obviously, they've sorted me out with a hire vehicle, so I've got a hire van, and half my stuff is in there, which is why everything looks bare. Because they were supposed to take this today, and they have not, which was what I was updating people about earlier. But I think before you came in. But yeah, time to get to bed. You're right, Ellie. I need some sleep. Thank you everybody for being here. And thank you for the sub, Ollie. I will hopefully see everybody tomorrow if you can make it. You know I'll be here. But for now, as always, have fun.